This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Dianne Bischoff James. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. What part of the world are you in right now?
I am just a little north of Boston, Massachusetts.
All right. That's super cool. Just came off a conversation with someone in Boston as well. Tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
Well, this is kind of an unusual talent, but I'm a midlife reinventionist.
Ooh, sounds like fun. Sounds like a fun job. I mean, wow. Yeah, tell me how you do that, please.
Well, I rebooted everything in my life after 40, and that's everything. I changed my body, lost 60 pounds and kept that off. Changed my career, went from a traditional, boring, kind of a horrible corporate job, and I became an actor, and I'm so lucky, so fortunate. I've been able to do over 50 movies and commercials.
Wow.
And then I changed my relationship. I cleared out all of the parts of my life that weren't working, got rid of some baggage and some relationships that weren't healthy, found a new love relationship. And the last piece of my reinvention was to write a book. So I wrote a book called The Real Brass Ring, Change Your Life Course Now. And then I created a program to help others change with ease and grace and toured all over the country, trying to help others do the same so they can live a life of authenticity and joy and grace and just a whole lot more fun and fulfillment.
That is amazing. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Well done. Love stories like that. Your life shows it's possible. It's never too late, isn't it?
That's right. Exactly. It's never, ever too late. And by the way, you can have a fabulous 50s, fabulous 40s, fabulous whatever. It's really no limit.
So who did you learn this ability from? Like, is there someone in your family that did something similar, or a friend?
No, actually, I was the rebel really without a cause. I would say, my greatest help has come from the trenches of life. How's that for a spin, right?
Yeah.
I had to walk through all the muck, all the challenges, all the tears, all the frustration, and keep getting back up again and just working for a better, authentic, happy life. And really, so it's just life.
Now, getting there and remaining there, both almost the same challenges. Why will you continue to repeat the skill of what's necessary to remain where you are?
That is such a fabulous question. I think that I just think that life can be tough. We're taught to achieve, to grow, to keep striving. But the hardest part is I think we're taught the wrong things. We're taught that more stuff, especially in this country. People can be a little materialistic sometimes and going after all the bling and the ring. And what I found is that the real joy, honestly, it boils down to many, many simple points. So I came up with a practice called the 14 Shortcuts for Happy Living. It's part of my book, and they're very fundamental core messages that help me stay on track. But it's something I have to work on every day. It's something I have to think about. It's something I have to reframe. And I have to just keep reaching for the positive aspect of that stick every day. And it does work. It's a practice rather than an achievement, I think.
I like that. I like how you said that. It's a practice rather than an achievement. Where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you?
I have a website called Dianne.net. That's two N's, DIANNE.net. And I'm so blessed. I have clients all over the country who are trying to change their lives in every aspect. In some cases, it's weight loss. In some cases, what they're trying to do is just get back on track, to find the real reason they're here and to move towards that, whether it means keep your corporate job and work on your passion on the side, or whether it means break free and go straight for the passion kind of living. And then really everything in between, everything from having healthier relationships And the core thing that I find is that most of my clients, what they find is the best benefit of working on this kind of program is that they find what's been missing for most of them, which is self-love. That's been one of the biggest challenges. So so you can find me at Dianne.net, and the book is on Amazon.com, and it's pretty much everywhere, and it's called The Real Brass Ring.
Love it. Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Oh, the one thing that I do is I reach for what feels good, because that's what the Mecca is. And so I've become aware every day. You have the opportunity, you have this chance to reach for what makes you feel enlightened. It makes you feel lighter. It makes you feel passionate. It makes you feel more joyful. And that can come in every single solitary thought. And so I work on that all the time.
Suggest to someone that's listening why they should do that, why they should reach for that thing that makes them feel good.
Because how you feel is the closest center, that center in your body that runs really from head to toe is your central core. And that is your closest connection to spirit, to the universe, to everything that's good. So when you start listening to your feelings, the feelings are like your GPS. And when you get those in a higher vibration and a higher energy level, you radiate. And when you radiate, the world radiates around you. So really, it's the best way to live. That's why I do it.
Amazing audience. You're hearing it live again from Dianne Bischoff James. You can check out her book, Real Brass Ring. Love the name, Real Brass Ring. Seems like you're living a real brass life.
Well, I can tell you where it came from really quick. I had my awakening from a psychic. So I say I was outed by a psychic. And Sonia Choquette, a very well-known author now, she's produced, I don't even know how many books she's written. And she said, Dianne, if you don't hurry up and grab at the real brass ring, it's going to be too late for you.
Wow.
And I was 40 and realized that everything in my life was wrong. Wrong guy, wrong path, wrong location. That's why I moved from Chicago to Boston. And so you can, at every opportunity, you can reach for the real brass ring. So I try to say yes to almost every opportunity, which is why I'm so excited to be here today, because I saw that I could talk to you, and I thought it'd be just a fabulous chance to say yes once again.
I'm glad you did. Glad you did. Again, Dianne Bischoff James. Let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm blue Caribbean water. Dianne, what's your earliest childhood memory?
Okay, I have kind of a strange one. I was walking down from school. I was by myself on this beautiful tree-lined street, and I remember feeling and having this awakening that I was the only person who would ever see through my eyes. It's as if I had just dropped down into my body, and I realized that these are just little orbits that I was looking through, and no one would ever see anything exactly the way I do. And so I felt not only was I unique, but this was something that everybody was going to have, this incredible, unique dropping into their body and realizing that they're very special units.
Wow. How old do you think you were?
4, 5.
Wow. How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
I think that it was the nugget, it was the core that launched this path. I was in this body, but I wasn't pursuing the right path. And so I was behind those eyes, but I really wasn't doing and pursuing what was authentic and real for me. And so I had to step back into my body and become the real me.
Wow.
And it took me 40 years. So I'd have to say, a little behind the 8 ball on that one. But I think because I had to go through the trenches, if I can do it, anybody can. And so I think that's probably what it meant. Unless you have another insight on that.
No, you're great. You did well. I'll tell you something as well, which was really fascinating. So I've had so far tonight 3 conversations: Sharon, Kristen, Meg Wheeler, and then it's been you. And I have a few other tonight. Yeah, but it's really amazing, the synchronicity of the conversation, because Sharon shared an experience where she went to a retreat and she left her body. It felt as though she left her body. And when she returned, she got, in short, I'm paraphrasing here, she got that awakening to leave corporate And then Meg Wheeler, like she talks about how she left corporate as well. Not from a bitter place, but it's really amazing how the three stories that you guys have shared, you gals have shared, are lined up. So I'm going to connect three of you and let's see where that conversation goes. But I think you're definitely on point if you asked my opinion. Yeah?
Oh, absolutely. And thank you so much for sharing. I can't wait to talk to these ladies.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought I was the only one who had my out-of-body experience.
That's, you see, it's super great. Yeah, I'll definitely connect you. That's amazing. Well, if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Well, I was a huge fan and still remain a huge fan of Journey. So Don't Stop Believing.
Love it.
I think that was
Love it. Definitely
one of my number
fits,
ones.
yeah?
It'll still get me on my feet today. You know how it's
it fits
played
the
almost
theme.
at the end of
It fits
every-
the theme
it
of the
is.
conversation. Yeah, tremendously. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly. Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah.
Dianne, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I hope to pass them on to the whole world.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
3.
Do you believe in God?
I believe in a universal spirit.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do. And they're all very, very spiritually oriented.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I do not.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I'd say less than 8 hours a day. I do a lot of reading and researching and teaching and communicating with others.
All right. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Dianne Bischoff James, what would you say that is?
I would say that your real brass ring is out there and you need to grab it before it's too late, because that's how you're going to empower your life and live your dreams.
And there we go. Dianne, this has been such a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would just like to say, make sure you say yes to every opportunity that comes your way, because it's never, ever too late to have the life that you love. And stop by and see me at Dianne.net. There's a gift for you. If you just go on my website, you can hit a quick download for the 14 shortcuts for happy living, and they will change your life.
There we go. Dianne.net. Remember the double N's. Dianne.net. Dianne, thank you, my friend, for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure talking to you. You're amazing.
Thank you. A pleasure I treasure.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.